Hey everyone, I'm Adeze for The Buzz, and we are talking to Tommy Oliver and Mike Africa, whose upcoming HBO documentary, 40 Years a Prisoner, is going to air on HBO Max. The doc depicts the advent of MOVE, the 1978 shootout with police at their headquarters in Philadelphia, and the decades-long struggle for Mike Africa Jr. to free his parents, both members of the MOVE 9 from prison.
I've been going to prison for 38 years because my mother and father are both in prison.
4 minutes of gunfire, one Philadelphia policeman killed, and it was over. The members of the Back to Nature group MOVE had been routed from their house.
The judge sentenced each to 30 to 100 years in jail.
That's my mama.
When she was arrested, she was almost due to give birth to me. When she did give birth, it was in a prison cell.
So this would have been her cell?
Yeah.
The movie is about the MOVE organization and the MOVE organization's quest to protect life. And in doing so, they were targeted and attacked by Rizzo and his police officers in Philadelphia. And then there's this battle between MOVE and the city of Philadelphia. And then in that battle, a cop is killed. MOVE people go to prison. 2 of those people are my parents. And then so there's me just trying to get my parents out of prison. That's what the movie is about.
So Tommy, how did you meet Mike Africa Jr.?
I had done a bunch of research on MOVE, and I realized that there was still plenty I didn't know. And I had my buddy Maxwell Brown, who knows everybody. Had Maxwell make an intro, and he made an intro to Ramona Africa. And we met at a small little cafe in West Philly, and she brought along Mike with her. And Mike and I just hit it off immediately. And he's just such a good guy, and I learned so many things at that point, including that his parents were still in prison, that 2 of the MOVE 9 had died, and the rest of them were still there some 30 plus years later. On top of that, the understanding that he was born in prison, and that no matter how many things that seemed to have happened to him, he was still just a happy, positive person without a shred of bitterness about him. And those things just really struck me in a big way. And so we became friends, and I just wanted to do something. I wanted to do something, and I wound up starting to shoot that process of him trying to get his parents out. And at the same time, I needed to really understand why they were in prison to begin with. And so started the ginormous amount of research that it took to understand what happened in 78.
So what do you say to viewers who may still be feeling a bit heavy with all that's happening today with police brutality and racial tension, who might be a little bit skeptical with seeing this film?
Well, I think that this is a timely film, but I think if this film had been done 10 years ago, it would have been timely. If it had been done 20 years ago, it would have been timely. If it's done 10, 20 years from now, it would still be timely if people don't make changes. Trayvon Martin, how long ago was that, right? I mean, police violence and what's happening in the country with police killing Black people. The New York Times has reported that over three unarmed Black people are killed every day by police, and has been for almost a decade, at least. So this film is going to be timely, and it has been timely. So yeah, that's that.
That the things that MOVE fought against 40 years ago, police brutality, wrongful incarceration, systemic racism, abuse of power, seems like it could be tomorrow, let alone 40 years ago.
Exactly.
And so that all struck me in a very significant way. We know these things, we've experienced these things, and the media at large, they're paying more attention today, but it's no more or less important than it's been to me my entire life. And these events aren't happening more or less. Police brutality isn't getting worse, it's getting reported.
What do you perceive will be some of the cultural shocks from this film?
Let me tell you something, the culture shock is real. I handed my mom an iPhone, her cell phone. And when Siri said, "Hello, Debbie," my mom threw the phone on the floor. It was like to her to put her hands under a sink to try to get water out of a faucet, and the faucet spitting the water out without her having to twist a knob because there is no knob. Like that to her was like space age stuff. So, you got to remember, like she probably never saw a VCR tape. 40 years ago, these things were either new or didn't exist at all. A CD a mini disc. You know what I'm saying? Home Depot. These things didn't exist. So like to come outside and see a car moving at 25 miles per hour to her, you know, cars move, but she was used to looking at the speed of people. You know, for her to get out here and see all of these different things happening, man, it was a definitely, she's still adjusting, you know, but you know, it's adjustment that she welcomes, that's for sure.
Every time I fight, the reason I fight is to not fight again. Every time I fight, the reason I fight is to not fight again. Every time I fight, the reason I fight is to not fight again.
Hi, my name is Tommy Oliver.
Hey, my name is Mike Africa Jr. You just been buzzed.
Thank you so much. That was great.